Hi, I'm Sean, and you're watching Shopworx. Today we're going to start part 8. Rip the doors off here and button up all the main body fillers, any of the grinding. We're going to start doing the body work on top there. I'm going to try to straighten that fuel filler out that I worked. Get it ready for seam sealing. Basically just get it ready for final paint. So we're going to be doing this minus the doors for a paint job when we do it, and the doors will be later off. Move on to the other pieces, so we're going to be painting multiple times here. But for now, I just got to get going on prep for the main body. So just let's get at her. Cleaning out all that seam sealer down each bottom of the door there. We're going to put fresh stuff in all the way along. Don't want to chance nothing with it there. Go back through with the wire wheel after and clean her out. And I'm just cleaning up all the little welds and everything there. Got a little 2-inch flat sander. Like that. Now, over here is my big conundrum. I went after it with a hammer and a dolly. Got a different dolly. Tried to get back in there with it. It's shaped a little different than my standard ones there. And really wasn't doing so great with it, so I have a feeling she'll be a little bit of filler, and a little bit more filler, and maybe a little bit more filler. But unfortunately, it's what I got and what I needed to do for a front filler, so wish she didn't warp. Well, I'll probably do the roof, but I can't do the roof seal anyway right now. I'm not playing around and redoing all the seam seals everywhere. It's not worth taking a chance. Stuff always leaks on there. Got another tube gone? Run this one through the dishwasher. Yummy.
Oh.
Huh?
You need a paper towel?
I will.
I'm not sure.
Here anyway. I put foam in there, but I hate that foam.
Moisture retaining, you mean?
Brought the kids, they love finger paint. Wet boot, snow and melt and stuff like that off them to soak back in here, so the bottom side will get done a little later on here, but this is what I'm getting on top here. I'll let it dry overnight. If I have enough to do the bottom, I'll do the bottom still, and I'm going to get all these done so they can dry overnight. So, I've been busy cleaning up and coating my seams in here. Did the firewall as well. Figured I better coat up what I did there and paint it all black where you can see around the accelerator and all that there. You can see in there, so figured may as well paint it all black anyway. I still got to do the inside where I seam sealed in the cowl the other day. And the bottom side I seam sealed all the welds under there for the seams where we grafted it, and around the seat belt post there for the cab. Water likes getting up in between the seams and all that, so ones I fixed up were fairly waterproof, I think. You know, pretty solid welds when you weld the top and weld the bottom, so didn't worry too much about them. I still did it, but the original Ford ones there, you get the water up and in, so I cleaned them up the best I could underneath and seam sealed it, prevent any more coming in there, at least however long the seam sealer lasts down there. I don't expect it to last forever, being applied over not a new surface, so, but you know, best I could clean it up. Keep picking away while I've been doing this. John's been playing with his picks there, trying to pop out a bunch of the dents in the top. It's been coming along not too bad, I guess. Once we get the dents popped out, then the guy can put that cross member in there and foam everything, and then probably tomorrow, once that foam hardens up there, a guy can get in and strip the roof and all that. So, might even strip it today and foam it tonight, and then a guy can start fibering. Depends how time works out. So, the more I talk, the less I have to work, I guess. So better get back at it. So, just a word of the wise there. When I did buy this orange truck, it wasn't orange, it was actually black. You can see how most of the black is no longer black, it's going back to orange. I heard the guy sold it was spray on box liner, you know, the cheap little rattle can stuff. And how much you saw on the roof, that just disappeared from being out in the weather. So it's you know, people buy this stuff and they try to coat the interior of fenders and stuff like that. It's really not much better than cheap paint. So you guys gotta spend the money on it. You can see just coming off a little bit thinner. That's how I'm gonna remove this stuff here instead of trying to plug up paper with sander. So, especially in the corners and the cracks and stuff. But just want to make you guys aware. I see a lot of people in videos trying to coat the inside of quarters and stuff with it, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, it ain't any better than just a cheap rattle can. Take it for what it is. So as you can see here, that box liner came off just a little bit of lacquer thinner there in a couple of minutes. The reason I took that off, instead of sanding it off there, I like prepping with the red Scotch-Brite pad. It's kind of a finish on good paint, good panels. I get right in, and it takes the shine right off, and it's pretty much paint ready. Doing that as an example, you'll sand that anyway, but right in the corners and everything here where it's hard and you got the different angles and everything, just works out really good with the Scotch-Brite pad. So that's why I took it off there. The rest on the roof will sand right off, and away we go. Trying to take some of the warps out of the roof here, shrunk down. Trying out a new toy, I guess, from Amazon, one of the Chinese specials. Thin welder. Let's try to see if it's going to work for it. Seemed to, I think you're pretty good there. Yeah. Right there.
Having more luck with the spin welder than we are with paintless dent repair kit.
Go in here, yeah, just a little more. Right about there, and then one between the two of them here. Pop this one down a little high here now.
That's okay.
Now I gotta take these off to get in there.
Yeah.
Right even here.
We'll get a small set of...
Right even here. I can pull that whole thing up. Works pretty good, actually. So it was sort of about that bad. Now we're quite a bit closer here. I've tapped down a few little spots where the pins are there after, but definitely won't be putting a whole lot in there. I'm going to try this one, see how I can reuse it. Yeah, quit being cheap, eh?
Oh, I always believe in testing things out, so.
So it seems like I got it set pretty much 3/4 of the way to get a decent bite without actually blowing a hole through. I played around with something similar to this before, but it was a welder for doing ductwork pins. Put the pins on it, and then you put your insulation over, and you put some nuts on it, and away you go that way. But it didn't quite work the way this does.
Well, there's anything you're gonna have to do here, 'cause you gotta...
Pull another one?
Yeah. I'm impressed more so with this than the other one so far.
Yeah, this is working a lot better than that other one for doing the ducts too. Okay.
Just with this friction fit?
Yeah, slides in. Apparently there's a little more friction on the pin than the... Probably from using the hammer on it before.
Probably.
So what I'm going to be doing here, putting that cross member in, and using it to stiffen here as well, but also the roof seam there. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking my cardboard from my rear quarters, trying to make the space look a little bigger in here, cutting it down, and use it for templates or I guess fillers. Use those templates for these. I'm going to make it as a filler in here for when I go shoot the box liner on the rockers. cut them down, make them a little more manageable for now, and this one here I'm working on for the front door on the other side. I've got to make 2 more for the 3rd row piece there, and the chute gun won't spray too far above and beyond where I'm actually using it, so this will work. And a lot of box liner, a lot more of that stuff than actual paint and body. Put that on noses of trailers and all kinds of stuff. Theory, like that, go in like that, and drop a block of wood in behind here, a little bit of tape up here, hold the 2 tops, and be fine that way. And then I just have to mask off the pillars on the height I want to go. I guess at this point here, should be putting at least a pilot bit in and taking my stuff and marking my holes before I lose them, sanding it off. I'll take this whole piece down here. Got some good dings in it here and there. So I'll take it all down. There's a lot of rock chips in it. So you can see as I sand that we're getting into rust in behind and stuff from them. So I'm going to drill them out and keep on sanding. Stripping her at least up on the front here down to steel. So. So I'll just check this and see. Oh yeah, I can do a decent sized hole then. Work out good. Dead center. Where was I? Pretty sure last time I added cab lights like this, I used a high-speed cutter in there and did a big hole instead of doing the D shape. All sanded, doing small holes just so I can keep all the dust out from getting in between the two layers and coming out all the time. So I've been taking her down pretty much back to bare metal up here. And a few small spots there where it's got a little bit of a ding and it's got enough paint to fill in. So I'm going to be doing a bunch more here still. And we'll start with glassing. Well, we got the roof pretty much sanded down here now. We can get on to doing some body work on it as far as filler. And in the meantime, right now, I'm actually going to go underneath here and weld that another cross support in there. That one I pulled out of the orange cab there originally. I'll put that in there just for some more support again. We'll also tie in the two seams here as well. I was thinking about putting the fish plate over it, but I think if I put this in, that'll give enough. I can shoot it with spray foam, and then if I end up changing the headliner, because the headliner will stop somewhere back over in this area here. If I can't, it gives me somewhere else I can pop a couple of screws into. So before I end up enclosing all this stuff here, I want to see if I can measure out where my ribs stick up. So if I need to screw something in, I'm going to not punch it through the roof. So. Well, get welded. Well, got her welded in. I'm going to pop that in a minute. Just want to go and put this on camera here so I got an idea where these ribs are. "10 inches to center, 17.5 to center, 24 5/8 to center, 32.5, 40's pretty close on that one. And the last one here is going to be 47 3/8. So got that on camera. I won't lose my measurements that way. Now I'm going to pop this and we'll get ready to foam all these in so it doesn't vibrate around when the guy's doing the rest of the body work on it. John's going to get that foamed in, and I'm going to keep cleaning the floor off here. I won't be able to get at it tomorrow, so it's perfect time to work a little late today and get these foamed in. They'll cure nice and good, and same thing, we'll get some stuff down on the floor here, and it'll dry nice before I get back. That'll be one less thing I got to worry about.
thing?
Not shutting off?
No.
So this is what I'm going to be rolling on the floor here. Could spray it, but I'm trying to keep the overspray down in the shop here. And like I say, I'm going to be not around probably tomorrow, so perfect time to let stuff dry, let foam cure, let the primer dry. This is actually a industrial primer. A lot of the stuff I use is more that end of things than auto body. This stuff here for use on tanks and large equipment. It's industrial primer offering corrosion protection in mildly corrosive atmospheres, so it should be pretty good. It's fairly thick, I believe, so it should go on, and I got the surface cleaned off. It says it has to be free of dirt, grease, and oil, and should be pretty good that way. This industrial stuff's meant for less than prime conditions to be put on. Says dries to touch in 1.5 hours, dries to handle in 6 hours, and danger extremely flammable. So it's got to be good stuff. So that's what my guy at HPC Coatings there recommended for what I'm doing here. Best of the best for him, and a heck of a lot cheaper than automotive paint too. I think this is I don't know, about $70 a gallon. And John's getting his foam on, got a new can.
Works better.
I'm gonna go shake the primer. That's for a grate. I guess I'll do the cutting in, and John will go behind and roll.
I'll screw it up.
Sure, why not? Roll it right out of the can. I think I'm too sober for this.
Hopefully that grinding foam's going to take the rattle out.
I just don't want to be trying to work it up top and have that roof moving. Yeah. Lint or what? But,
Huh?
I don't know if that was lint or what, but it's been a long time since I rolled the vehicle.
I think you cut in on that one too, and I rolled it.
Well, we got that tank primer rolled up in Alberta here, or all oil fields, so good quality product, I'm sure. We'll let it dry overnight as a bare minimum. Sure looks like something finally. Another major change anyway. So, supposed to be a flat when it's all dry. I'm hoping the Dynamat will stick really good to it. Don't see why not. So, anywho, that's where we're leaving it for tonight. Got the foam all in. I think that's at least the outside of it's cured up. So that should be good. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow or the next day. Well, it's a day and a half after painting this, and it's looking pretty good. It actually feels like you got something done because it looks different. Kind of like getting the quarters on. So I'm going to have to go in and shave all that foam that's fallen off there. I guess not really fallen off, but expanded out and about. Cut that back and later on insulate that roof between all the ribs. A little better. The only way you can do it is stretch that.
I don't know how I can get in there. That's the big problem.
Well, that's why I try to get those different valves. I was kind of hoping one of them would be the miracle answer. Miracle cure. Well, it's been a while since I've done this. I ended up using up a whole bunch of old cans of fiber filler there, little quarts. So, gonna get the seam here all fiberglassed in and all that. Get the hail damage fixed up on it. Get the back filled in there and sealed up as well. I'm thinking about trying something a little different on it. We'll see if that pans out or not. Kind of thinking on using more filler than I was planning on there, but it should save me a bunch of work and hopefully keep everything completely waterproof there too, in case I got some pinholes somewhere in them welds. Don't want those ribs filling up with water and freezing up here. shouldn't be too big of a deal anyway, because like I say, I'm going to be lining this. If I ever put a roof rack on here, I got one sitting out back in the trees there. So, been thinking, toying with that idea if I don't leave it aluminum. So, wanna have box liner on it so nothing rubs and scratches and wrecks everything. So, that's what I'm after right now, is beating my head on this. I guess filler and paint makes me the body man I ain't. Well, I've been at it pretty much better part of the day here. I got it pretty close. Maybe it's the final sand down on here. I know I'm going to get somebody telling me, oh, we shouldn't layer fiberglass that thick. But run out of time. I'm about a whole month behind where I was hoping to be at this point. So I'm cutting a couple corners, and I'm going to get at this tomorrow, and then finish it up here and get the roof ready, put the seam sealer in down the drip rails there, and then put my attention onto that warp quarter. I tugged and pulled and hammered and dollied. I got some different dollies there and monkeyed with it a bit today. It's a little better. Unfortunately, I'm still going to have to go and put a bunch of filler in it, so it is what it is. I can't waste the time anymore on this thing. I got to get some paint on it here in the next couple days, or I'm going to be hooped. So I need to keep going. Well, guys, I've been hard at it. Looking pretty decent here so far. I'm going to put my last coat of fiberglass on it. And now I'm going to be putting a little bit of Bondo, a little bit of ice, and filling the holes. And hopefully be moving on to the other parts on here. Kind of sitting there thinking, and you know, I'm running out of time on this. I got a hard deadline I need to have it out the door for. So I'm going to be accepting my shortcomings on here, I guess. Once the guy shoots her with box liner, you'll never see her anyway. When I get that icing out, I'm going to fill in all the holes here. Last of the little parts and pieces. Sculpt in my ribs a little bit more there, or lack of ribs, I guess. Finish them up nice. After a day and a half of playing around on the roof there, I'm going to call it pretty much good, other than quick sand with some 150 or something like that, and maybe a little glazing putty. Still got dust everywhere up here, but you can see what we've got. Gave up with the PDR stuff there and figured conventional filler on it. Back's done in here. There's the odd little bubble hole that needs a little bit of glazing, but I think that'll work out quite nicely. Just got to get down and monkey around over with the other piece. So I was able to work this out a little bit more. I picked up a couple different tools here. Got dolly and the spoon. I was able to stretch it a little better. Got a little bit more out of it, but still pretty pretty raunchy, so. Anywho, I'm gonna end up just putting a bunch of filler in here. Hopefully bringing it out where a guy can still get the door to line up here nice. It's actually dished in and back out here, so it won't be too bad, I think, for alignment that way, but I guess we will see. Well guys, it's coming along not too bad. And I just pull it out with that stud puller a bit more again, back up in here and down in here, and peened it with hammer dolly and ball peen back in here to stretch it out a bit more, which gave that bulge, went back in and gave me a little more to work with over here. So that helped out, and you can see we're not too thick in that part. We're relatively thick up here, but what I can work with anyway. We're not quite touching here anymore, so that's cool. I'll fill in the rest here and bondo in here a bit. But slowly coming along. Looks like we might get there today. Fingers crossed. Well guys, looks like I might still be able to pull this one off here, so got it looking and feeling pretty good. A little bit in here still, but very, very little. I'm going to try to take that out with some high build primer, I think, and just go through and glaze a bunch of these. We're feeling pretty good. We're looking pretty good. We got this line here working again. We will give her a good kick at the cat anyway. Got to go through pretty much the whole thing and then stuff up these rear quarters and sand the inside of the rail up top here, and hand sand all this other stuff in here, and I think we're going to be ready for paint for tomorrow. Well guys, been going at it all day. It's what time is it here? It's 9:31 here at night. Yeah, just glazing the last little bit here. Put a little bit of high build on, sand her down. Got a little bit of a problem right in here, but nothing. I think a couple coats of high build and some hand sanding won't fix. Other than that, she's come a long ways here for what warpage was in there. So got that all going here. Wait for that to dry. I want to get this thing buffed up tonight. The only thing I might not do is get the drip rail seam sealed in here tonight. I might do that tomorrow for paint. But yeah, looks like she's going to be a go-ahead. Got all the other pieces hand sanded. All the old shiny white paint. I think it must have been like a Mako special where the paint, no sanding, no nothing, just give her a wash with some kind of acid and hit her. And a bunch of the rust cleaned up and primed there, some self-etching. Firewall sanded. That's all ready to go. Same on this side, everything's sanded down, hand sanded. This one worked out okay. The one dent in here, you can't even feel her at all, so that's good. Just the metal poking through. I might hit some primer on that just to make sure, but everything else is hand sanded. Did the inside of the rails there, top's ready to go. Well guys, got her all prepped up and ready to go. Not sure if you can see or not, but I got the marker lights all drilled out there. It's running out of time to work on it, so filming was cut a little short, and sanding and stuff there. It was either getting dust on the lens or the camera was bouncing around on top of the stuff there, so not much for footage there. But all the seam sealing's done on the drip rails. Any of the other spots there where Ford does their seam sealing. I got the side here all buffed up again with the fuel filler. And tie built and blocked down. Hopefully that'll look out pretty good. From what I can tell, it looks pretty decent right now. So, moving on to paint. So guys, I guess this is it for part 9 here. Part 10, I guess, will be shooting the primer and the paint on her. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have the box line the roof on that one or not. But that's what we're going to do. We're calling her done for the shell here, or the frame, I guess, or whatever. What would you call this, John?
Which part?
I guess this we're going to call the skeleton here done. So it's moving on to paint. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe if you want to see her right to the end.